All right. Okay. There you go.
Peace, family. It's the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. Here with another weekly astrology chat. Feel like this one going to be a good one. Got the light flickering and shit already, so you already know how the energy's flowing. Got my man Honcho Buildinair in the building. Follow him on Instagram
Still.
at Honcho Buildinair. Follow me on Instagram, The Hood Mystic. Like I said, we're gonna do this every Wednesday evening after the babies is to sleep, and we're just gonna really break down the energy leading up into the week. Now we following more of the side, real Vedic side, and I feel like two people building on the Vedic might give people a better understanding of the energy. You have my perspective, then you have his perspective, and just the different views. So in that space, we invite everybody to join the set. We're gonna start set Sundays real soon, and we're gonna really start the coursework moving into 2020. But more of that is gonna be said as it's coming into manifest. So, Honcho, how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Ready.
No doubt,
I'm
no
fine.
doubt.
To be honest, the only words is to explain. I'm really I'm fired up, bro.
Yeah, for sure, for
Like I'm
sure.
fired. I'm just fired up, bro.
You and me
Ready.
both, man.
Like,
You and me both. So we got the topics for the day. We got Jupiter and Sag, Mercury retrograde and
talk about
Scorpio,
it.
on the cusp of Scorpio retrograding. We got Mars. I said Mars, either or. You feel me?
Yeah, either or, it works.
Vowels are
That's it.
interchangeable. Mars in the third decan of Virgo entering Libra. All of these are significant, as well as Moon conjunct Neptune and Aquarius presently. And then we're going to end this conversation off discussing the upcoming full moon that happens on the 12th. The next time we come back to you guys is going to be post the full moon, so we might as well get that out and talk about it. I also have a video in reference to full moon, so be sure to check that out. But we'll talk about that in other aspects in this convo. So first and foremost,
What we talking about?
we got Jupiter transiting in Sagittarius in the Muladhara Nakshatra, uh, finally moving outside of Scorpio. I have a lot of thoughts behind this. For me, first and foremost, like Jupiter and Scorpio, right? Because we're dealing with the esoteric side of Jupiter, which represents our hippocampus, which controls our short term memory. So, Jupiter and Scorpio, you might have seen some things within your short term memory that was in transition. But to focus on that transition would be to say, I'm walking to the store, and since I'm not at the store, I'm gonna be real depressed. But you literally walk into the store, so you moving forward. In the process of moving forward, you don't get sidetracked what's on the left or what's on the right. You're moving forward, you know what I'm saying, but you're not focused on the negativity. So now that you're moving into Sagittarius, the idea, since it's in the Muladhara chakra, this is Nishak Mula Nishakra. This is representing being rooted in whatever your path is. So I'm rooting myself in my sleep meditation with what I want to manifest as far as what I want. And for me, it's to become wealthy. For you, it might be something else. But for me, I'm rooting myself in my sleep meditations, in my conversations, in my spiritual life, just being rooted in what I'm manifesting for myself. And I got symbols and totems and all types of stuff just to get focus over this next year. So that's me and how I'm processing this energy. Honcho, speak to him.
Um, how I'm processing this energy is I'm paying attention to the financial markets.
No doubt.
personally.
No doubt.
I've been dabbling in cryptos and foreign exchange for since I was 16, man. Since before I could even have an account, I wasn't even old enough to have an account, and I had one, and we were losing money back then.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of changes in the sky, therefore there'll be a lot of changes on the ground. So I'm gearing up for a major change that nobody's paying attention to because why would you?
Right. Right. I mean, why would you? Because you understand that Mars is in the third decan in its 12th decan. You know what I'm saying? Saturn, Pluto in the third decan of Sagittarius, that speaks to oppression, and Saturn is the law of karma, so that oppression is being reversed or distributed.
See, see, and now
Transforming.
before we wouldn't have all of these things to even discuss, but because we've been dealing with Saturn for so long, Saturn being at 21 degrees, leaving retrograde, headed to go make its conjunction with Pluto,
Facts.
like we got a lot of knowledge from the things that we've had to cut loose. We've been able to really expand on the boundaries and what we saying the fences that we may have had that have caused blockages for us to make advances in life. And that speaks to what you're talking about as far as you, and that definitely speaks to what I'm talking about as far as the finances. So being in a space where you're aware. Even if you watching this, whether you watching it now or you
but
watching it
speak to
later.
this though. But speak to this because the problem with the financial things and the cryptocurrency and that is that people feel like they too late in the game. Are they too
Nah,
late?
nah, they not. No, you're not too late. You'll be too late next year, and even then, you won't be too late. It's you'll only be too late if you never do it. Like that's the person that's too late. Like we're having a conversation now. Me and you had a conversation earlier. I've been stressing to you, So like, bro, get an account. Just get an account. Like, don't even put no money in it until you got an extra $20, $10 to blow. And then once you do that, my thing is I don't want you to. I want you to see what happens because if you just like the astrology, like if you experience the astrology, you don't need an interpretation. You got a real life interpretation.
Yeah, so that's another thing that I want to say before it leaves me because that's another point in referencing astrology, and people who don't reference astrology or don't deal with the science have an opinion towards the science. So Jupiter and Sagittarius, meaning that okay, there's a lot of frauds that speak about astrology and don't understand the esoterics or its purposes in how it manifests in the real world. That's true. But then there's a lot of people who take this stuff very, very seriously and could explain the astrology on your body, in your chakras,
Yeah.
in your past lives, in your future lives. And this is how I deal with astrology, and not to brag or boast, but I'm only in it for the study. And this channel is only me studying it and expressing what I've studied. Period. So it's not about being the coolest person and being the most on point. It's about really studying in the moment. And we got more to talk about in reference to this. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of put that out because Jupiter is the teacher. So.
And Jupiter just jumped into Sagittarius, man. Like we there.
Right.
We there. Like Jupiter's made his 12-year round and it's back at home and it's in Mula.
Yeah.
We having a discussion about, the financial markets. They're not gonna crash. They're gonna convert. Convert into something different. Convert into something that you said you waited too late to get into.
Right.
Just because of unawareness or lack of knowledge. Knowledge. The thing with knowledge, man, it's simple to go and get, but it's hard to apply.
It's hard to apply, because you might get knowledge by yourself and you never think of running it by somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That OG check, you know, having OGs or having people that know more than you as advisors or counsels, that's wealth. Networks, connections, making sure that you're accountable daily. Because another space of this is that our parents grew up in the robotic age, the factory age.
Ah, bro,
The
I
jobs
man.
that our parents are got rich off of, the baby boomers, are being done by mechanics. Or, I mean, not even
Mm-hmm.
mechanics, robots.
Bro, that's not even here anymore.
Yeah, you can't even get those jobs no more. So
It's
the
not even.
things,
It's not even here. The factories are shut down. It's just open land with nobody there to go and occupy.
but the thing of occupying it is us coming together finally.
Absolutely,
Group
we can do a whole lot
projects,
of things. We do a
group
whole lot of things
projects.
there.
Yeah, linking up.
But I don't want us to leave this point. You
Yeah,
know, about the parents and the generations, and this leading back to Neptune. Like I think of Neptune being an Aquarius. It's just like okay, like we're bringing to the thoughts, to the mind, all of the communication that's needed for you to find some form of truth and bring some form of awareness to yourself through technology, something that like you said, like the grandparents, the baby boomers, they grew up on the industrial age, not the technology that we
no,
have today, not content, not social content. Even the
no.
social content back then went through paper mills. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like
right, right, right. Libraries,
with
card catalogs, and things of that nature.
yeah, everything that we have is attached to an electronic device, and the whole entire world is trying to figure out how we can convert everything else to it, like literally
Right,
everything.
right,
And if you're not getting with the program, if you're not even aware that this is happening, if you don't go back and notice the things that may have had our grandparents and our parents in a position to where mechanics and machines took over, then we gonna be messed up these next 12 years.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
these
I
next
mean,
12 years ain't
yeah.
gonna be right.
It ain't gonna be 1950 again. That
Mm-mm.
ain't going. So
Mm-mm.
in that space, right? Like, so my thoughts is coming back to me as of what you were saying. So you have a lot of people who need to learn, and you don't have to go to college or a vocational school or a technical school to learn. You can
Nah,
learn in a group atmosphere with your partners, with your homeboys, with your homegirls, with your wife. Like, you guys can do it together and make something happen. Now, Jupiter and Sagittarius, Mars and Virgo, all of these planets say, are you going in that pathway with the people that's around you or not? And I know a lot of people haven't even thought twice about this because they so inundated with the family specter and how the family is supposed to be ran, and you need to be you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. But then when you put yourself in them environments in 2019, those things are very, very toxic. The schools,
absolutely.
the jobs, the places of worship,
The history,
the history, the
everything.
museums, everything is tainted and distorted. If you can't have a collective that you are accountable to moving into 2019, like, people just need to know you alive at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just be like,
Yeah,
I'm disappearing and going out the blue and things like that was a time, that was a phase, but now we moving into a different set, and so you got no pun
yeah. So
intended.
yeah, that's right on, right
Yeah,
on.
a different set of circumstances. where technology matters and your ability to be creative matters and your ability to teach matters, because there's something that that can be transferred to somebody who don't know. Like, information that you got right now can be turned into something and become a valuable resource that's necessary for somebody who probably don't want to go to college and spend all of this
Yeah,
money.
straight up, man. Look, me, I didn't go to college. That was not my thing. I decided to drop out of college at 16. Like, I was like, I'm not going to that place. I seen what happened to the markets. It
Hmm.
just doesn't make sense. We live in the information age. I have a computer at home. It's I can, Google whatever I need. And there was like we were going through a time where like information was starting to be available.
True.
And I had friends that traveled. Like, I had friends that went to college, and I had friends that traveled. And I'm a studier, so like I'm a seeker of truth, knowledge, regardless. I'd like to say I got that from the Bible. However, real truths. I don't hold on to fake truths. If it's fake, I'll let it go. So on that journey, utilizing the group setting back then, I'm talking like 10 years ago, man, like
Hmm.
2008,
No doubt.
2009, like having, two, three of my friends that all study, all go to school, but we sharing ideas, sharing different businesses that we're interested in are the ones that we're doing. And, really expounding on our information and knowledge and really trying to find a concrete foundation of solid information that wasn't given based off of what somebody told us.
Hmm.
I got tired of that. Like, you just can't go by what nobody tell you. We live in a time where you can fact check, like,
True.
and quickly too. Like,
True. It's
but it's
resources. It's resources now. Like back in them 2008, 2009, I was in that same wavelength. I was selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt marginalized. Like that's like anytime that
that's
I
all
was
I had to
selling
do.
drugs, doing something like that, like I felt like that's all I could do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So as I deal with the information age and the technology and all of this, like man, I would never even think of doing nothing like that, like putting myself at risk and all of these different things. And but I'm just saying, like as far as the timing go, 2008 to now, a lot of the things are the same, but my mentality is more of the spiritual level. So now I got a click, now I got a set, now I got a gang, but we ain't doing none of that gang banging stuff.
Now
You feel me?
you have integrity. You got integrity from a deeper place,
You
man.
feel me? You feel me?
Yeah, totally, totally, bro, totally. And sometimes it requires, the dislatching of the most closest people, the most comforting individuals.
Toxic people in the world.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those things, comfortability and toxicity go together, man.
Hmm.
Like chips in a couch.
Yeah, comfort and toxicity probably are the
Yeah,
best thing. They like peanut butter and jelly.
yeah, man.
So moving forward a little bit, but not really too far. So we
Where
got
we at with it, man?
Jupiter on one side of the game, and then we got Mercury on the other side of the game, on the cusp of Sagittarius. I mean, not Sagittarius, but Scorpio and Libra. So we got Jupiter on the cusp of Sagittarius and Scorpio, and Mercury on the cusp of Scorpio and Libra. All right, and so this energy going backwards and this feeling that I'm receiving, it is pulling from 2008, 2009 meditation vibes that I was on that was really
Hmm.
working for me, right? It's like for me, it's like you ever made like strawberry milk the quick and you stirring it, and Mercury and Scorpio is like that pot stirring, but you ever get like that little bit of grain at the bottom that ain't all the way get all the way in there.
Mm.
You feel me? And it's
I know what you're talking
rising to
about.
the top like the little dry speckles. Like
Yeah.
that's where I'm at, like with my meditation, because I'm pulling from old stuff that worked, and I lost it, but now I'm back in it, and I'm like,
But you know, it's not really, you didn't lose. It's not that you lose it. You didn't need it at the time. So now, like, you back with all the skills. You back with all of the sharpened knives and
right,
all of the, wisdoms and, experiences that's been gained. And now you sit back in the saddle of something that you used to do that what you was good at, and it's like, oh, I'm great now. Shit,
yeah,
look at how many more attributes I got to
yeah,
add to this one thing. Like, yeah, I used to, you know, knit, but now, like, I literally can design an entire fashion over. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Like, we can go as far as you want to go.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it
Whatever
really
the
ain't no
idea.
with this technology thing, man. Like it be like whatever,
Like, dude, we finna be able to communicate. We already able to communicate with everybody,
right,
but now we can trade with. Now we finna be in a space where we can trade with everybody. You
right,
know, we finna be in a space where, like, it's I can send some money to somebody in India and they can send wholesale me some stuff
mm-hmm,
overnight. Let's go, so
mm-hmm,
we can get it to the people. Like, and
mm-hmm.
anybody else is everybody will be in the same position to do so. I advise people. No, I don't advise. I'm not an advisor when it comes to finances, so I'm definitely wouldn't advise. But what I would say is XRP is something to look into.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that, go set up
XRP.
XRP. Something to go set up a Coinbase account, maybe, crypto.com account, and invest some of your US dollars that you have in your bank account into that, just to see what $10 turn into,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just to see how many different banks apply their financial systems to that particular trading platform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Because if you pay attention to the news, you will see that the federal government is researching a cryptocurrency to combat Bitcoin. And is that what you speaking to, or?
yeah, I mean, it's kind of what most definitely. I don't know the war. I'm not I can go very statistical.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I prefer to do in private with my crew.
No doubt.
However, you know, it's information there that says, like, okay, you solid with Bitcoin because Bitcoin is actually, they invested in mining an actual gold coin. So that sounds like it's safe in the digital currency era.
Mm-hmm.
But Ripple XRP is more focused on derivatives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something you should research.
Mm-hmm. And so we dealing with Mercury in its most ancient form, being Merx, or the Etruscan god of trade and commerce. So we are conditioned as a people. We condition on multiple levels. I'm gonna get into multiple levels, but since I'm gonna stay on topic, but I got another level where this hits us at.
Man, let's go, bro. Oh shit, let's go. See, yeah, let's go, bro.
So
Let's
the
go.
first level is trade and commerce. We're conditioned to work for money, get a job for money, and that doesn't help you in the realms of trade and commerce. But this is how civilizations
Actually,
survive.
we have plenty of examination and examples of that shit either don't work,
Mm-hmm.
miserable, or fuck that shit.
Right. But trade and commerce is something that's
Whole nother
tried and
story.
true, right?
Whole nother story.
But
Whole
when you
nother
deal
story.
with Mercury, you can go down the line. Merchant, mercantile, Mercury, commerce, that MERCE and commerce is
Communicate.
with Mercury's ass. Commerce.
Hand to hand trade.
Yes. And you are a
Work rule of
commodity
hands.
within yourself. And especially when you understand your Venus, your love, what do you love? And then especially you understand your Mars, your action quotient, because none of this shit is gonna come falling out the sky. You're gonna be having to have some electromagnetic energy attached to you. And it might not be in your house. You might have to go in different spaces to tap into your energetic alignment.
Yeah, you might definitely have to do everything possible that's uncomfortable. Everything in your life that's
You
uncomfortable. Most
like that's what
definitely
I'm saying. You might have to do
is what it is.
everything.
Yeah, you know, it's no longer are we sugarcoating shit. This is
Right,
Jupiter and goddamn Sagittarius.
right,
You say that shit for last year. You know what
right.
I'm saying? Like, nah, you gonna go through, but it's worth it because like that's the process of anything. Like,
Yo,
period.
Honcho, remember the last time it was jumpy, but then you did something to make it not jumpy? It's that same deal.
Right on. I
Okay,
got you.
cool.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. It's good. Even if you can't change it, it still be good. But there you go again. Now you back. Peace to everybody. Honcho will be right back. But peace to
Yeah, I'm
everybody
here.
joining
I'm
us.
here. I ain't gone.
Yeah,
I ain't
no
gone
doubt.
nowhere.
But that's really profound though. How trade and commerce, developing yourself, Mercury within itself can help your ass if you communicate with them. COM, communicate, Mercury, MERCE, commerce. Right? We all have it within us. We just uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable to come up out of yourself and to create passive income streams for yourself. Very uncomfortable to sit and write a book. It's uncomfortable to be accountable and write other books with other people. All of these things are very uncomfortable. But a year from now,
Bro,
think
a
about
year,
it.
you know how much progress
Think about it.
a year from now? Y'all ain't doing y'all progress reports. Y'all kids get progress reports. Where y'all progress reports at? You know them 9 weeks. It's we feel on the holidays. Where them progress reports at, man?
I mean, but you have that security and comfort with the 9 to 5 or the residual income that you get to make sure that you paying the bills and things
That's
like that.
false. That's an like that stance is an excuse.
I agree, but I'm just saying what people would initially say in reference to,
And it ain't for you.
yeah,
It ain't your time. And that's okay. Like if you can like look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, it's just not my time to grow. That's growth in itself.
no doubt. But then that gets me into the second level of this Mercury retrograde is the masculine truth, right? A man is multifaceted. A man is emotional. A man go through shit. A man sometimes be broke. A man sometimes just be wanting a friend. You know what I'm saying? People are conditioned to treat men a certain way. Period. And Mercury in particular deals with the inner child and the masculine side. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
masculine child. The
Yeah.
masculine child or the male child. You feel me? In that part, there's no therapy for that. But therapy is needed. So as Mercury goes into retrograde, everybody's not gonna hear this. But if you hear this and you got a male in your life, don't be conditioned to treat him a certain type of way or have a particular expectation.
Cause that shit 100% off.
It's bad.
100% off.
It's bad. Because we got crystal children in the midst. We got future leaders of the free world in our midst. And their preparation needs to be in alignment with where the world is going. Western education, Western thought patterns are centered in an olden time. So Mercury being retrograde in this Scorpio, pay attention to that. Because you got little boys, men that you love, that you're conditioned to only see them one way. So as this retrograde period shows and that other side comes up, be cognizant of that and love that side too. Don't just love the good side of that. Don't just love the baby that's getting straight A's and talk shit to the baby that's getting F's, because them is the same babies.
Yeah,
that's the second level for me.
And on some school shit, the F kid probably gonna do all right in life over the A kid.
At the end of the day.
That shit wild, man.
At the end of the day.
That shit wild.
At the end of the day.
My kid. Go on, man.
I mean, but that's what it's really about. You think
Gemini,
about
look, Gemini moon.
Crazy.
Nah, just come on, man. Where we at?
But you think about like men raising families and things like that. How many times have I congratulated you for that? Based upon the difficulty, right? People be getting congratulated for all types of stuff. How many times somebody congratulated you for being there for your family?
There is no dialogue or conversation had that would walk a person into even offering that.
Conditions. You feel me? Conditions. So remember we was talking about Libra, and we were just talking about how Libra heartbreak City. So like this third decan of Mars is this third decan of Virgo with Mars being in it is so important, because that's like the harvest. And the harvest is so important because Libra is so heartless and ruthless based upon everybody's emotional. And sometimes I went through an emotional phase over these past couple weeks. But today,
shit, me too, bro.
Today I've been
more it's like a cleanse, though.
You gotta observe them thoughts, and then get centered in wealth, and then do wealthy things. Have meetings. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in that space.
And that's intent. You know what I'm saying? That's Mars. Like everything that you say, like you gotta, like the fact that you say, like you gotta, like now that you in it, you gotta do this, and you gotta do that, and you gotta do this. But you can't figure out that you the light until you step and sit in the dark. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really gotta go in it first, experience it, and then it all comes.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? That's
electromagnetics. That's electromagnetics. And you were saying something about electromagnetics. What did you say about electromagnetics? You said electromagnetics is what?
I said it's probably gonna mess up the grid. Like,
yeah. What do you mean when you said that? I wanted to ask you about that.
I don't want to say too much about what my Aryan ass will do. Like, you gotta understand, bro. I got a lot of planets in Aries, bro. Like, I jump off the cliff with it. But I'd like to see what a mound look like activated. Like, fuck you talking about.
So, like the technology in the mounds, technology, but they already inserted. It's already there, and the activation is by going there.
There's other things that go on behind the scenes with that too, though, because we haven't even discussed like the magnetic rocks and stones and what does magnetics do? What does MAG stand for, bro? Like, really, do we know the science on magnetism? Do we know how it correlates to gravity? We don't know, bro. We just know what they said. We ain't never did that for ourselves.
But we do know, like, every Sunday, niggas throwing a whole bunch of stuff that they don't particularly identify with. And you get a doctor, a trash man, a barber, everybody go and support a basketball team or a football team, college football, high
Well, you know
school.
what?
These are
Maybe we need to
electromagnetic grids that are
maybe,
hijacked. That's
maybe
the
we
only.
need to integrate into that system, bro.
I mean,
From
that's
a
that's the thing.
psychological from a psychological standpoint, and it's not something that's going to be done tomorrow. It's something that you be made aware of today, and you begin to work on it
Nah,
as
but
you
hold
flush
up.
the people into it.
Nah, but hold up. This can happen right now. You gotta
Child,
center
let's talk about
yourself.
it.
You gotta center yourself in a totem, an electromagnetic totem, something that you see around the world. Anything, any totem, a tree, and that's your power source. That's your electromag. That's what you pull off of. So every time you see a tree, every time you think of a tree, it's gonna signal you that manifestation is happening for you. What's an example of this? You ever bought a new car? You never seen that
Yeah,
new car till you bought it. Now everywhere you go, you see everybody driving your new car because you brought that car into your awareness.
into so now your thoughts have generated have become magnetic,
Now that car is magnetized to you
right?
because you're in it. You see it now. Everywhere I go, I see my car. My car just
So
jumps out to me. I don't even see no other color of my car. It seems like the only color of the car made was the color. Like, this shit's wild. But everybody probably feel like that about they whip because it's electromagnetic. Unless they got a Lambo. You feel me?
and
But
even
then,
then,
but even then, you might just start seeing Lambos every damn where.
of course, bro, it would happen. You got to go to a place where you can drive it.
So this is what I'm saying. Mounds to me is a totem because I've been talking about mounds for years. It's like imagine me talking about mounds for years and nobody talking about mounds, and then fast forward to 2019, I'm interviewing Ross Bennett. He done wrote a whole book about mounds.
Yeah, that's wild. Talk about like synchronicity.
That's crazy.
But that's you going to the miles, bro, and then that's you charging yourself up and drawing that energy in. That's a real live example of electromagnetics.
But it ain't nothing that I can do besides go there. Like, and then I'll be going with my kids, bro. I wish I could meditate for a minute. Like, you just be like, fuck it. I'm going to just play with the kids and then just have fun and just act like, I'm with the ancestors. Like, just use your imagination and just, like, be fun and be free with it because it's literally, like, I can go meditate and talk about a whole bunch of cool shit, but I just feel like wasn't nobody talking about the mounds, and then like now it's like
Bro, I
everybody
ain't even
talking
know
about
what
them.
no mind.
Me
Bro, I ain't know
neither.
what no mind was, bro, until you said something about it. Like, I ain't know what no mind was, bro.
It was just the most flukiest shit. Like if I never got this, like imagine if I never go fill out an application for a job, a driving job that just send me out into these weird ass places that no black person has no business going and
Yeah, bro,
being
I done been in some places too, bro. Man,
driving, right?
yeah,
Driving have you
yeah,
some shit.
bro. I done been like it's some places in like South Dakota, bro. Like you wouldn't even believe.
Yeah,
Like, like I felt like I was in the Himalayan mountains in South Dakota, bro. It's a whole nother world like that.
I bet.
But that we live in cities, bro.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
Lockdown.
We live in
But
cities,
this is
bro.
how the Mound Matrix, if you reference that Ross Ben interview, this is how the Mound Matrix gets played. They power is vested in our sacred mounds. Without it, they don't have
Agreed.
they don't have the power surge to get 70,000 people to cheer for some niggas throwing the ball. Not no disrespect, but it's just like, what if we got 70,000 people to fight for reparations, right?
This shit like we be on
What
some
if
other, we be on
everybody who
something
went
different.
to the football game said, fuck the football game, we not going to the football games until black people get their reparations, and everybody put that energy to the courthouse? Niggas to get reparations like that. But when you feel what I'm,
It'd be a different. It'd be a whole different
it's a
environment.
different, it'll be a different vibe.
Yeah, it'd be a different vibe over here, man. I wouldn't mind that vibe. That'd be a nice little vibe. You know what I'm saying? But you know that 70,000 might not be enough, bro. We need like a few million, bro.
That's a few
They
million, but
combine.
I'm talking about
They,
everybody that go to the football game on Sunday.
oh, you talking about all the supporters? Like that's a lot of people now. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
You know, strength is in numbers, but this is the reason why people need to get together and come together and then understand certain things. Like when you come together, like organizations, corporations, they make you create a bylaw, create a language that
Yep.
you now communicate with your team. Because once you create that language, you create that magic, right? Because the
Like
word is
it's
God.
set in stone. Yeah, the word is God. Like that's what they say came first too. So
Right. The word was in the
anything,
beginning.
I guess anything we start come with a word.
That's it.
But
That's
if y'all creating words together, phrases and ideas, and y'all sticking to them, y'all planting them, putting energy on them, you know, other people joining in on the energy, now you actually doing something.
right. Let's just move on then. You know what I'm saying? We got the moon.
Oh yeah, man.
We on some present day vibes moving in tomorrow. We gonna deal with like tomorrow, and then we gonna finish it out with the remainder of the week. But tomorrow the moon's gonna be fully conjunct Neptune in Aquarius, and for me, it's to be centered in spiritual truth, and that's the top layer. The deeper layer is the mystery school. And are you able to learn a mystery? The easy way to learn a mystery is to admit that you don't know everything, and it's okay to learn information and stop being so closed-minded, because that closed-minded is the spiritual lie. The spiritual truth is that you can learn more. So this is the mystery school vibe for me moving in tomorrow, is to expand, you know what I'm saying? Expand my horizons, open up my mind, accept spiritual truths. And that's my vibe for tomorrow. What you got?
Well, this, Moon in Aquarius, Neptune in Aquarius, that's dealing with my Venus and my Mars.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all in my ninth.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel like what I value most is the shit that I be learning and sharing in my groups and giving people, like I really have a passion for, acquiring wisdom and sharing it, and seeing that wisdom, seeing those seeds that I plant in others grow and be fruits. Like I really have a desire to see people reach their goals and me be a part of them reaching their goals. Like, but this, me being on here is, something that the moon is kind of making my Mars like get with, because you know me, bro. Like I play behind the scenes, bro. Like I don't want to be on camera. I don't really want nobody in my business, but like I'm cool with everybody though. I'm cool with everybody. Like I have a connection on anything. I can literally link you up with whatever you need, and if it's a plug situation, like whatever, like we can do big business, small business. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of different things that I'm connected to just quite naturally, just coming from, coming from a business family environment. You know what I'm saying? My family is all about business. Everybody in my family is done business in some form or fashion. So you,
Mm-hmm.
it's like embedded in me. But those like things that I've come that I bring to the table to give to others. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I don't need anything for it. So, you know, I run into somebody where I can just bless them with wisdom, and actually they take that wisdom and they use it. Man, that's the gift. They keep on giving. Not the money, you know, not any thank you or anything, but actually to see somebody like to know I put in hours and hours upon study
Mm-hmm.
to better myself for my own kids and for my own circumstance. You know, I got married straight out of high school and
Mm-hmm.
kids out of high school, bro. Like this
Mm-hmm.
fatherhood shit ain't been easy.
Mm-hmm.
And being a husband and that whole shit, none of that's easy, bro. None of that is easy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't and the you know the book apparently don't necessarily teach the man how to deal with his emotional state of being
Mm-hmm.
at all. And that should be driving you crazy when systematically you're taught not to even address a feeling,
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying, or you soft, or you know
Mm-hmm.
you some degrading name,
Mm-hmm.
but that shit's whack because them feelings mean something,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that's guidance in life when you know yourself and you can become aware, damn it, how you feel, and you can stand on, okay, if this shit made me feel this way, that I want to be around the people that offer them energies and can be aware of that. But you can't even address that when you hiding the fact that you feel away.
Right. And so you got the moon in your ninth house conjunct close to or applying to your Mars and Venus, but your ninth house is your Sagittarian house. So therefore, your path is that of an insurance. Insurance is when shit go bad, good thing you thought about my ass first. And so for a person that invests in insurance or deals with insurance types, it's favorable for them in the long road, but that's an initial investment that needs to take place, an initial small investment that needs to take place. And this is a simple game that plenty of people have been successful doing, but you kind of exemplify that just in kind of just you expressing your chart and your chart setup. So is that true or no?
Nah, that's fact, man. That shit fact, bro. You know, the calls that I get be the right calls. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They be right on, and and it'll be I just did a refresher course just for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I'm glad you called. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's solve these problems. Let's direct this energy to another place. Let's harness this energy and bring this thing down. You know, I've seen a lot of things manifest in people's lives just me being in a space where being able to express my Venus and express my intent, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and not feel weirded, not make a
Mm-hmm.
person feel weirded out because I'm so honest and straightforward, but like I'm dead ass coming with facts and plenty of knowledge, and I got experience for days that I stories.
Right.
So this shit ain't. I'm not talking to you. I'm giving you the real.
Because like Aquarius could be a rainy day, right? And a person like I hate rainy days, but did nobody even
Man, it take
ask you how you felt about the damn rainy days? Because not near one of us, unless we Indian shaman rain dancers, can control whether it rain or not, son. So if it's raining, that's just the reality. And so Aquarius could just be the reality, and the reality is that it don't even rain that much. Like it ain't flooding. It might rain here and there, but usually it's not even raining.
mm-hmm.
You feel me? So that day of rain allows you to have a negative feeling, or that day of, man, this might go bad, or I might need to insure this
But you know
situation.
what? This where the Venus come in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that day of rain because we not attached to the cycles of life,
Right.
we don't know that that day of rain is needed so we can
Facts.
have some.
Bruh, this is
So
exactly. I didn't even get to that point, but you right. You right. It needs to rain.
it need a rain. If it don't rain, then we're not gonna have nothing. We didn't grow nothing. We need to be in the house studying, focusing, making sure we on our shit, measuring whatever the shit you, whatever you doing, planning. Talking to your groups, like doing the things that you do where nobody sees you,
Right. Right.
because the rain is what's needed to help things grow. Nothing grows without the water, man. You got to put the emotional, the earth has to put the emotional sense of being onto the fruits and vegetables for the shit to grow, bro.
Right. Right.
It's
a group process though, right? You need the
yeah,
earth,
yeah.
you need the water, you need the light, you feel me? You need
But
protection, you need foresight, you need prep, you need trial and error, right? Too.
experience,
You need
wisdom.
experience, wisdom in all processes. So the mere fact of the fear of what bad can happen, Aquarius, Pisces, inevitable. But we still move forward through those tumultuous. Every time I think about Aquarius, I think about like island hopping. I don't know why. It's like,
Man, it's crazy, man. All of the closest people that I have to me, man, are normally Aquarius. But my dad's an Aquarius, so like it's meant, it's just one of them things. But um, Aquarius is connected to uniqueness.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You ain't even gotta say nothing else. What's
mm-hmm,
uniqueness?
right. It's some
So
form of a psychic power, but that psychic power has to be exercised, and by exercise I mean push pull until it grows in strength.
get them
Right?
push-ups, sit-ups.
Yeah. This is law. You know what I'm saying? They ain't telling you nothing that you ain't never heard before. So
Nah,
far,
man, it's just practice.
yeah,
It really is just practice. Like, to be honest, when you think about the way the system is set up, all of the highest skills are all called practices, and you need a degree,
that's a
and you need
fact.
to go through a whole system in order to get it.
That's a
But
fact.
fuck that, just fucking practice.
Or you
Just
could
do it every day.
practice. Or you could
Do it every
practice.
day, and just do it every day and practice. Like,
ten
just
thousand
hit the
hours. The
gym,
10,000
hit
hour
the
rule
gym,
is valid.
hit hit the gym, B, hit the gym, whatever it is, hit the gym.
Yeah.
That's the
Like,
phrase.
nah, cause I had this thing like I would go and
Just do it.
cash. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Give me that cash shit. Yeah, shout out to Nike though for having me with the shit though.
Shit. That just threw me off.
Say you gotta give me my shit, bro. You already know what it is.
No doubt. I was thinking about that too.
We get
Always
with it. We get
ideas.
with it. We get with it this
Ideas,
week.
man. Ideas.
Watch this. Watch this. We get with it this week. Y'all will see something soon.
Something new. Something new.
Y'all will see something soon.
Especially we've been doing a lot of different things. Especially gearing up for this full moon. And I think this full moon is different where you set an intention and you wait for something to happen. We've been really active in the process of setting intention and making sure every day that intention leads up into a certain point. But this is ultimately dealing with a trine that's going to be experienced with this full moon with Saturn and Pluto, where this trine is a natural activation of transformation. Now, what's happening with these slave movies and the Watchmen and all of these different things is that they're playing on this particular trope of black man, white man, black man. And this isn't right and exact. There's millions of, I wouldn't say millions, but at least hundreds of different ethnics groups in the world. So there's no particular white and black. It'd be the same thing as colors on the rainbow or colors in the spectrum, and you singling out two different colors, but black people ain't black and white people ain't white. different tones and things of that nature, different families, different clans, different lineages, different ancestries. All of these things are valid. Don't separate a group of people in just black and white. That's ridiculous. So I say all of that to say is because Saturn and Pluto is in the third decan of Sagittarius. So if you do your research on the third decan of Sagittarius, it speaks specifically to oppression. It speaks specifically to slavery. So as Saturn and now Pluto has been in Sagittarius since 2005. Now you can do your research on slave movies that happened before 2005. You're not going to find that many. Now, then do your research on slave movies after 2005. You're going to find a whole lot. So I'm just going to...
I watched one slave movie from that time to this time. And that one slave movie helped me out so Underground.
Underground? Is that a show? A series?
Yeah, Oprah came out with a show called Underground. Mm-hmm. And my wife was like, this is like when Jupiter was in Libra. So like my wife was like, the revolution started in the mind. Mm-hmm. And you damn right it did. Like that shit was like, come decipher me. Because I'm a little riddled down a rabbit hole.
But it's a lot of them though.
It is, man.
It's a lot
It
though.
is.
It's a lot.
It is.
But they trying to play up on this thing. But the idea is that idea needs to be washed away.
Yeah, that shit done.
Right. This is a last ditch effort.
Don't even talk to me about nothing that happened before 1492. What happened before then? You know what I'm saying? Like they got dates. It's on the internet. We ain't got to go to Texas history, and we ain't got to wherever you're from. We ain't got to go to what's the McGraw people that run all them books.
McGraw Hill.
Fuck them.
McGraw Hill.
Fuck them, man. Go figure that it's there, and it'll shock you, and it might make you think twice, and it might destroy your belief system, or it might expand your belief system. But like this, that time to really go and experience being connected to truth, real truth. Not that bullshit that they feeding you.
Nah, but you can't go on YouTube and mass media and expect to know your history.
Nah.
Your history is within your family, and you might not have contact with your family, and that's another thing that you have to kind of work out and understand and research and try to figure out in some form of fashion within your own personal time and space and efforts. I can't tell you your history. That's insane for me to, unless I got your genealogical records, you know. So dealing with your family members, your aunts, your uncles, your grandmas, your people
Pluto
that you
Leo,
don't know.
Pluto and Leo didn't want Pluto and Virgo to know how bad it was. But Pluto and Leo got to talk, and when they're willing to talk now, and when they talk, they'll shock you. Exactly. I had a very shocking conversation with my mom because the reality of how they grew up was they were being manipulated, like straight up. They were the ones being manipulated. And so it allows you to have some compassion on why you don't know shit.
And just the same way as they was working like robots, they was getting taught like robots too. The school was robot school. And then they graduated from robot school and got robot jobs. And this is not a diss, but this is how y'all made y'all money. But since them jobs is gone, now y'all gotta kind of either fall back or catch up and understand that the world is changing.
Here's the trick. Here's the fucked up part about it. All them robot jobs, we fucking created. The only thing they created was the patent office. So go read them files, man, and go see all of the inventions that were invented by scientists and how, you know, a businessman came along and finessed the deal.
Right.
Just a game.
Right, from entertainment to cars.
So, you know, it might take a little bit of
peanut digging,
butter, but it's worth. It's like we said in the first talk. it's worth knowing the Pattersons created the first car, man.
True, true, because you can know that you are connected to, you know, genius, and I
And that's
guess
right out of Ohio, where you at.
right, Greenville, a lot of turmoil and a lot of trauma without treatment. Trauma without treatment over generations becomes ritual abuse.
Hmm.
And they do this ritual abuse through the movies. And so I say all of this to say, coming into your own history through your own family, and maybe you don't have that family connection, that probably means you are like a real god. Like, so tap into whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of us have family that we probably don't talk to or reach out or ask those questions. But as Pluto is dealing with transformational energy, their responses are different now. Their connection to celestial information is different. Their Akashic
Hmm.
records are being heightened. Their dreams are being more vivid, and they could be going to church every Sunday. So when you deal with Pluto, you deal with a turning of the tide. So as that tide turns, so is the information. Just adding
That's
on to
real.
what you were saying.
That that's real, bro. Like it could get we could have a really deep discussion about it, but I'd rather not. But
Mm-hmm.
that's real though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sincere, like really.
So don't count people out. Don't count your information out. Don't count the idea that, you know, mysteries are still being unfounded and revealed to us every single day. We know little. That's what motivates us every day to learn more, to gather more energy, you know. And then, you know, allow people to be their whole selves. You know what I'm saying? Don't minimize people. And another thing, dealing with this Scorpio stuff, and we was talking about the energy of death, and I'm just letting people know, like, we deal with an energetic reality that death don't really exist because you can't kill energy. It can only be transferred. So there's a lot of people who think that death is real, but the energetic reality is that death can't be killed. It can only be transferred. So how you feel about that? Like, because Mercury going through Scorpio, then going into Libra, you could really double down on the sadness, or you can understand that death isn't real. Energy is just transferred.
Real talk. It is. Um, it is. It's just transferred.
So dealing with the ancestors, dealing with people that's transitioned, you know, these things are available. Let me just say that.
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't want to give too many details because I want
Mm-hmm.
everybody to start having their own experiences. We start giving you details, then that we open the door for judgment from you, and there ain't no sense of putting you in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, really, if you know somebody that passed, like, or if you think of anybody that may have inspired you in life that is gone,
Music.
that's an ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
Music, all that stuff, man, that's them ancestors. So, like, tapping into that is like taking your time, your consciousness, and vibing in their zone,
Mm-hmm.
following their lead,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing where it take you. And a lot of times it'll take you to exactly where you were meant to be. But the subtle energies of the spirit, the subtle energies of your inner voices, and the subtle awareness that you have to be aware of all of the things going on inside you is a practice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a practice, man.
Mm-hmm.
A practice of like making yourself aware of it every day, a practice of implementing new things on moon cycles, a practice of review,
Mm-hmm.
a revision,
Mm-hmm.
and then refocus.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. So basically, why would you set an intention that you ain't going to actively work your way through?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's kind of like you know we in a space now where you don't really want to talk about not all the things you want to do or you got plans on doing and then you don't do them.
I mean, that's kind of energetic suicide to me. It's like now I'm at that place in my mind and my heart where I don't even want to. I get turned off. I cringe a little bit when people be telling me shit because we can actually be doing it now.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't just say anything
Yeah.
and really think
Follow up.
anything. Depending on how far you are in your walk, you can't just think anything.
Right. Right, man. Well, just want to thank you, bro, for chopping it up with me for this good old hour. I felt like, man, each video we get a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Conversation gets a little deeper, and
we
the
just
current gets a little stronger.
we just floating, vibing, man. We got 49 more to go. You know, who knows what's gonna happen after the 52 over with. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm, saying my thing is, uh, just like we encouraging you to be committed to your intentions. My intent is to be committed to these 49 episodes and
Mm-hmm.
continue giving this because I would never do this.
Mm-hmm.
I would never fucking do. I would never be on here with you. Like me and you would be cool. You already know that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd never be on here with you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I'm talking to the world and nah, bro, I ain't that guy. You wouldn't see me like that. I don't move like that. But this is what's required of me. And so even with myself, I got a report card that I must maintain. So I hope through our actions and through the things that we said, episode 52, 51, 50, leading all the way out, we'll be able to go back and review all of the stuff that we did or didn't manifest. And maybe that'll be an example for you in your life.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't really know what you didn't manifest. You only know what you did manifest. So at the end of the day, manifestation is a way of life. It's just like some people just hate what they manifest. And so centered into that Venus principle is loving first and foremost, doing what you love, understanding what you love, and then communicating what you love on a active principle basis with people around you so people don't get you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
real talk.
People will get you really fucked up, especially when you have a goal and a purpose. You gotta let everybody know what you intending on doing because people will sidetrack you. You know what I'm saying? And so you don't tell people, hey, I'm doing this, hey, I'm doing that, hey, I'm doing this. You too busy doing it to even verbalize this shit. You feel me?
Yeah, man. When you got a goal and a purpose and you living it, you are someone walking down a street with no lights and you got the light and everybody that can't see is following. They gotta see. They trying to get close. You bright from an energy perspective.
That's always been my message, man. Being a beacon.
Yeah, man.
Being a beacon, being somebody that people can be like, okay.
But it's not correlated in life to like for us to understand. So it's just like, well, what do that mean, hood mister? Like, what you mean I'm bright? Like, nah, because I'm dark. I'm a dark dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bright at all. But what that means is like, the more information that you have and that you practice and instill, you vibrating higher. So the chakras moving, the alignments are there, the light is inside of you and it's dripping out. And so when you're lit from within, there's no darkness. Just like outside, if you had the lights on outside, it'll attract little mosquitoes and little bugs that run straight to the light to die. Same shit. Same exact shit. This is what's going on. You are drawing in little bugs and insects and shit, little mosquitoes coming and taking your energy, and or you drawing in negative energy just because you being loud. You know what I'm saying? Just not. It's really a practice all in all, through and through. Which is why I know you mentioned meditation a lot. You mentioned meditation a lot. I teach breathing, amongst the people, amongst my peers and the people that I'm around. So breathing techniques and breathing is really important. I'd encourage anybody to really get into your breath.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, breathing is a part of meditation. Breathing is life, you know.
That's what I mean, bro. It's
Yeah, I
life.
mean, breathing
It's
is life,
life.
you know. Really get into that space where. So, I guess I'm gonna finish with this. It's like we want certain things in our lives, and we could be emotional about the things that we don't have in our lives, but take the time, as these energies are all on cusp positions, all in transitions positions, where you could really root into what you're trying to manifest. And I know it didn't manifest the way you wanted to manifest previously, but this is the thing that we're talking about, trial and error. You know, if you really want it, go back into it and be rooted into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't take nothing from this talk, really take from that. We dealing with the root energy right now. Jupiter being the hippocampus, you could set the phase for this next yearly cycle right now. And this is the wave, and this is the portal that's being presented to us presently. So what are you fixated in? What are you passionate about? What are you focused on? And are you
Talk
willing
to
to
somebody about it.
exactly build with somebody? Don't be isolated in your dreams and hopes, because you're gonna have to have people with you, period.
Straight up.
Yeah, man. So, Instagram, Honcho Buildinair.
Yeah, Honcho Buildinair. I do have some things that's coming
Mm-hmm.
this week. This week we're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
looking nice for the full moon, you know what I mean? I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to keep myself lined up, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to do nothing out of turn.
Yeah.
So for the full moon, we might come Wednesday, we might have some announcements. So, you know,
Sure.
see what happened on Wednesday. I hope that everybody enjoy their week
Sure.
and you know, stay alive.
No doubt. And you know where to find us. You know, after the baby's asleep, Wednesday evenings, we do this weekly astrology chat where we just deal with the major transits and we discuss what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
we'll see you
I also
guys.
want to
Go
say
ahead.
this, man. I want
Mm-hmm.
to, before we get on, we got one page books from Shireen
Oh
that,
yeah, no
you
doubt.
know, you like. I'm not the best commercial guy, but I'm gonna tell
Mm-hmm.
you, I'll get you. I am the best salesman.
Mm-hmm.
I need everybody to pull out their pockets like we in church, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah, but just
Pass out the
just
collection
investing.
plate
And yeah, invest in yourself, man, and get you a moon, one page moon guide,
for a
just so you
dollar.
can. Yeah, it's $1, man. Like it's a
I'm gonna
dollar.
have the link. I'm gonna have the link in the the first comment. I'm gonna pin a comment. So support our sister Shireen. She's 1/3 of the set. She's really the administrator. She keeps me and Honcho in line. Really allows us to really grow. I mean, I'm not for the all guy groups. I'm not for the all girl groups. If I got a group, it's gonna be guys in it. It's gonna be women in it, and we're gonna work together. Period. Flat the fuck out. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, me
We
and
all got
Honcho,
gifts and
we
talent,
yeah,
skills, and
we need
everything,
that
man.
feminine energy, that masculine energy to figure out how they gonna do this shit together. You understand? So yeah, that's how we rocking it, and you know, support our sister Shireen. Follow her on Instagram. She reigns the web. She put out a new one-page guide this week. Personal planets, and that's one of the big things: the sun, moon, Mars, Venus. I want to say Jupiter, but I'm not. Jupiter is more of a social planet, but the personal planets, it helps you really understand your chart from a personal perspective. And so we're not dealing with astrology as an astrological or planetary influence. We're using it as an esoteric form to understand ourselves, our spiritual, our energy, our technology. You are an advanced being, but you need to learn yourself just like you learn everything else. And so sis is
So
putting
pick that
together,
natal chart book up
man,
this week. Get that
man,
thing quickly ordered to you, man, so you can go and start working on your natal chart, and you can put two and two together. Simple.
man.
Get
And
that
I'm
one
coming
page
through.
guide. Get that natal chart book. You be in the dough, man. You be on your way. You be on your way.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring Shireen on here to bring us up to date what was going on with those one page guides, but we need to get the family hip to those like ASAP.
Real talk, real talk.
But all right, man,
I'm done.
Honcho.
I
I
am. I'm done.
thanks family for vibing with us. Share this video, tell people about it because it's not one of them things on YouTube that YouTube is proud to support. So we need all of your shares, all of your support, your personal support, your personal social medias, your conversations. Yo, these brothers is kicking the astrology. Check this video out. This is how my channel is known. It's not supported through YouTube. It's direct unknown links, and I need y'all to continue to link and share these videos. I appreciate y'all for keeping us in your conscious and sharing this information. And as we grow, I hope that y'all growing with us. Until next Wednesday, we'll see y'all again when we discuss this weekly astrology once more, man. Thank you, Honcho.